So what about you? What have you been playing lately?
I've been playing Call of Duty. I not a whole lot, but enough to beat it. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk a little bit about Call of Duty if you don't mind. Now that I've had a chance to get some hands on.
I'm very curious as to your notes on this.
So with Call of Duty, I played Infinite Warfare. I picked it up at Redbox and took it back the next day. I think I maybe played that night, just like the intro, just see what the story is going to be like, how the characters act, and how the game moves. So like maybe like an hour, not much. The next day I played it and beat it. So
okay.
So I mean, I played right through it. I think I stopped once or twice for like a snack in the bathroom. So
a snack in the bathroom, or snack?
Take it as you will.
And bathroom.
Take it as you will.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta play. So at least you got up to use the bathroom.
Now, am I saying I've ever had a full triple cheeseburger, fries, and a Frosty while sitting on the toilet taking a dump? That's neither here nor there. Topic for another day.
Another day. Another story for another day. Story of TMT.
For you guys who aren't watching the camera, that's going to be fun to sound. No, but like I said, it very kind of took me by surprise. Like, I had my expectations kind of wavering. The beta kind of had some things go up, some things go down. I know that yours, like you mentioned as well, on our podcast where we talked about it, kind of made it feel sluggish to you.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. Like, it actually was very responsive. I felt like I was in control of them very well. I mean, it was fun. I've played, I think, all the other Call of Duties besides Black Ops 2.
Okay.
So I've beaten them all the other ones. So this is nothing new for me. But and I've beaten a few Battlefields. It's that there's a lot of things I like about it, and it's Call of Duty. So I want to let you know my opinion first off the bat. I mean, I know that it's one of those classic games that everyone loves to hate. Like, oh, it's Call of Duty. I hate this game, but I want to go play it when I get home, like, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. I'm never gonna buy Call of Duty because it's the same game every year. Oh, new Call of Duty's out. I gotta go buy a Call of Duty.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I have to buy it because I kind of have to buy it
because everybody buys it.
Yeah,
but everyone buys it because everyone.
It's still a fun experience. So that's the thing, is that the story seemed a little short, right?
Okay.
I mean, I probably beat it like 5 hours.
Wow.
Maybe 6.
That's really short. Though.
Now, here's the thing. They've actually gotten a lot more creative with this one.
Okay.
When you're playing the story automatically right from the beginning, no real spoilers here because it happens in the beginning of the game, but you end up like being this soldier who's...
What? You're a soldier in this game?
No. So
dang,
you're a soldier who's
right
well understood, like well represented, well known, and he goes up into outer space to like find out what happened to protect from like people attacking the village or the city, and he tries to recuperate and retaliate against them. And he goes up in outer space, and they realize that one ship crashes into another. He goes on to find out what happened there, and finds out the captain died. He died defending his ship. Okay. So that's like the big thing. Like, wow. And he's like, well, who's the highest person on board? He's like, oh, well, you are. He's like, the guy's like, well, guess you're captain now. And like,
look at me, I'm the captain now.
Exactly. And he's just like, well, given the position pretty much. And so he has good morals. He's a good guy. He wants to do the right thing. Blah blah blah. And so that's how you end up getting the whole outer space aspect of it. Then when you take it outer space, so you're literally pretty much like Commander Shepard without the RPG element. So you're like, you go do these missions. You find out who the bad guy is. He's pretty much. That's one thing I didn't like. The bad guy was Jon Snow.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But
I don't know. I don't like him as a bad guy.
He looks like he's been stung by a lot of bees because he's a lot more fluffier than he really normally is in Game of Thrones. So, but he does a good job as a bad guy. But I never really understood what his main goal was. Okay, like his final goal was like he just seems like he's being an asshole. Okay, like it's like I'm the bad guy. I have my own army. I have my own military. We're gonna keep killing you guys. You can't stop us. I'm like, what's the reason? Like, I never got that. That was never like established in the game. Okay. So that was one thing that bothered me. But the premise was cool. Like, you have a bad guy, you have a good guy. I'm gonna go find you and kill you.
Yeah. Good premise.
They brought into smaller aspects of things to where they're not just like. Normally with Call of Duty, you have a linear path. Hey, you're here. Follow this other comrade to get here. Kill people along the way.
Right.
Play A, B, shooter. Yeah. Now it's like you're in outer space. You can float it around if you want to. They'll turn the gravity off. You can shoot like normal if you want to. You can bring people closer to you, or you can go further away. You also have options to choose what mission you want to do.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
So a little bit into like a few missions in, it comes up to like, all right, Captain, well, what do you want to do next? Like, and they'll give you like a little briefing of what's going on, and then it just brings up into this main hub in your captain's deck. of the entire solar system.
Okay.
And so it shows you like, here's a story mission, here's a side mission, here's the mission for your spaceship. We have to, and each one has aspects to where you feel like you're actually playing the story.
Okay.
But you're not. And it's really cool. I'd say each one of those missions probably could take you in between 15 to 45 minutes.
Each one of those story missions or each one of the side missions?
Each one of those side missions.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent side mission.
Yeah, and so I was like, wow, this is kind of really cool. So I felt bad for Pluto not being a planet. Now it is a planet again. So I went to Pluto first.
Oh, of course.
And it was cool because like when you do one, you unlock other ones. So there's that. There's more gameplay there.
Cool.
When you go to some planets, will have 2 missions at them. One will be like, oh, well, this is a mission where you have to do things in your plane, or this is a mission where you have to try to sneak into one of their big Star Destroyers and sneak around and then destroy them.
Okay.
It's kind of back and forth between those 2 options. But the way that they approach it at the beginning is different every time. The way that it ends is different every time. And so it was really nice having that choice about how I wanted to play the game.
That's cool.
The other thing that they added is like more of an aspect of kind of collectibles. Not so much like Uncharted where, oh, I found a treasure in the ground, it's shiny, it's sparkly, but I have to go pick it up. But more like, there's this, since you're the captain, you go into your captain's quarters, and it's this entire board, like you're an old detective, and you have all the needles and pins going to the main person.
You're like tracing everything around, whatever.
But they're all question marks, except for the main person. So while you're going to the planets, and it looks at all the planets, it says, oh, there's 2 of the agents here. You don't know which ones they are, though. Oh, and there's 5 here. So if you choose that side mission to go after those 5 people, you might end up only killing 3.
Okay.
Then you can go back and try to find more. So there's replay value back to each mission, too.
Okay.
And then that's a trophy, too, like knocking out half the board, knocking out all the board.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool aspect of how they did it, too.
That's fun.
It makes you want to do that, but then also says you have to do one side mission before you can do a story mission at the beginning.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, I want to try these out first, get my hands on them. After I realized, I got to take this back to Redbox pretty soon, I'm like, let me just do all the story missions.
Okay. I was going to ask you how many story missions you did versus side missions, because your 6 hours of gameplay seems like it would be
2 side
primarily...
missions.
Okay. I figured it was primarily story and not really diving into
So that's the thing.
sides.
About 5.5, 6 hours of gameplay, but that was straight story with 2 side missions.
Got it.
And those are my first side missions I did, too.
What level were you playing on? Like a normal difficulty?
I always play on normal.
Okay.
I know that from a developer aspect that they always say that they want to make the game as challenging for you, so please bump it up with everything is necessary for you if you're experience-wise. But they say the way the game was meant to be played for to enjoy the experience is normal.
This is the default setting.
Yeah, the default setting. That's why it is default.
Shit, I was playing other games this week too. Yeah, I just didn't know where you had to take it back right away if you bumped it down just so you can kind of experience it and get through the story faster.
I really did if I really want to grind the trophies, or if there's this is too easy for me, I might bump it up. Like I've done that before on previous Call of Duties where I'm like, this is way too easy. Yeah. I'll bump it up to harder or expert, but I never bump it down. I'll never bump a game down to easy or less than normal. So, but the thing about it was the characters did a good job too. They delivered the story, a lot of kind of catchphrases and wanting to be I'm Mr. Badass, but I'm here for my comrades. I want to have good morals, but I have to make this decision. Really good moments. There were a lot of really good moments like that. You can't really put yourself in the position of here on Earth. Okay. That they actually use the environment with. Wow, I couldn't imagine having to go through that. And that's what we mentioned on our podcast previously with the compare and contrast, was that Call of Duty is a big action-packed blockbuster. It puts you in the front seat of having to go through these experiences of, oh, what if this person dies and you're in their perspective? Or what if you have to go through this and you're in their perspective? So it really actually captured me more than I thought it would. So I think that game actually did a really good job. It wasn't as much content as I wanted to have, but I'm pretty sure if I played through all the side missions...
That would have felt better.
That would have been more of the money's worth for it.
Did you play any of the multiplayer, or did you only stick to single player?
So I played a few rounds of multiplayer.
Okay.
I just did quick play. I did one capture the... it's not capture the flag, but it's pretty much capture the flag. I did 1 or 2 matches of that, then I did just a few matches of Team Deathmatch. But that was about it. It's very similar to the beta. Okay. It didn't feel as slow and sluggish, though. Okay. When I jumped somewhere, it responded where I thought I was going to land. If I shot in an area, it shot that area. It didn't oh, I'm going to aim here, but it's going to just go fucking crazy. The other cool aspect about that was that before you start each match, normally you can choose go to an area and choose your presets for your weapons and blah, 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 and that never changes unless you go back there. Well, but after every mission, they're like, oh, well, whenever you choose a side quest, like on the planets, it also tells you here, if you beat this mission, there's an upgrade for your spaceship. If you beat this mission, there's these upgrades for your character slots.
Okay.
So you can choose, like, oh, I want more character slots. I want to go to this side mission then. So, like I said, it really gives you that choice. And those reflect in the loadout screen after you start a mission. So
okay.
It was very, very choice-driven, and I think that's what made me more immersed into it.
Yeah.
Any other questions you had about it?
No, that was kind of it for that. Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, I would actually...
Have you played Battlefield 1 or Titanfall 2?
I played
the releases?
Not the releases, yeah. So Titanfall 2, wanting to pick up because it's coming around for Black Friday pretty soon. Battlefield 1, I'm probably going to rent and try to play through the story because I've played through the story of 2 and 3 for Battlefield.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, it doesn't jump out saying I want to play this. I'll probably play it to have an opinion about it instead of wanting to play it.
Yeah.
Kind of like I did for Call of Duty, though.
Right.
But Titanfall, I actually want to pick up.
Okay.
Now, with this, though, I'd say for Call of Duty, I know that they're always trying to get more fans because that's what they do. Mm-hmm. Coming down to this aspect of things, it was very easy to pick up. It's very clear about making things easy for you to learn. It's not very complex when it comes to the shooting mechanics. I mean, this is the prime real estate here. This is what you want shooters to feel like, and it's very simplistic. It's the classic aim and shoot. Mm-hmm. Another cool aspect about feeling like an RPG without being an RPG was that you unlocked weapons for your loadouts by picking them up on the ground.
Really? That's pretty cool.
So, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you beat the level, now you can have these guns.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't like, you're fine. It wasn't like you leveled up to 4, now you've unlocked this gun.
Now you get the gun.
Yeah, it was more like you're shooting whatever gun you have on your loadout. You go into the map, you start fighting bad guys. They drop weapons. Whenever you come across it, you can pick up that weapon and drop yours. And it does this little flash thing, like going, oh, look at this. And it does like a scan.
Okay.
And then it says added to your inventory. So when you go back to the next mission, you can choose that weapon if you want to.
Cool.
So it's kind of like, it makes me want to go find more guns. It makes me want to try new things instead of just saying, well, I got this, I know it works, I'm going to kick some ass now. Like, yeah. It's
not the traditional, I got to this level, so here's the new items that I happen to...
I've already gotten this far in the story. Obviously, I have the best stuff. Like, I found new weapons on the last level.
Nice.
So it was fun.
It's cool. How did the weapons feel? Because
that was one of my downsides.
They're a little more futuristic-y feeling.
That was actually my downside, is that they all felt kind of the same.
Okay.
I'm like, there was a cool mechanic that they tried to incorporate to where, I mean, it's not really groundbreaking, but you have a rifle, and it can either switch into a rifle or a shotgun. It turns it sideways to shoot a shotgun for some reason.
Sure.
And there's a scope on the side for a shotgun. I don't know. But
better range on the shotgun.
Yeah. But then they had the mechanic to where you had an assault rifle, and then you can adjust it and switch into 2 pistols.
See, I played with that gun in the beta, and I liked that gun.
There are 3 guns that do that.
Really?
Yeah. So that was the cool thing, is that every gun had an alter firing method.
Right.
Either it was assault rifle to single shot, or assault rifle to sniper, or assault rifle to double pistols, or assault rifle to shotgun.
Okay.
I found 2 or 3 that I really enjoyed, but I didn't find myself using it that much. Like, I found myself like, well, this one does more damage.
Yeah.
Or this one's more effective. I don't need to go back.
Okay.
The only time I would go back is when I've upgraded the scope to use on the assault rifle, to use like those special moments.
Gotcha.
But it was actually more difficult, I found, because when you shoot with the double pistols, when you shoot the double pistols, it's like that. It's not like he's aiming both at the same spot, the same reticule. It's actually like he's aiming really bow armed and at 2 different points that are more crossing. So it was harder to use those.
Interesting.
But the thing I think what they did is they made up for it by making them like assault rifles.
Yeah.
So instead of going pop, 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 it's so you have a chance to hit more things regardless if it's on target or not.
That sounds like a different weapon than what I used in the beta then.
Yeah, like I said, there's a few different ones.
Yeah.
I didn't unlock all the weapons, of course, but I unlocked a pretty good portion.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, for people who are really big veterans out there, I think that you're going to enjoy this Call of Duty. I think it's like Black Ops 3. It was kind of remastered, redone, and a new, fresh idea, and they executed it very well. I think like this one is definitely in the step in the right direction for. I think Treyarch did this one, right?
No, Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward, this one. Treyarch did the Black Ops. Whatever that was.
Okay.
But I know the next one is the team who did Ghost.
I want to say Sledgehammer, but that's not right. Is it?
It's Sledgehammer.
Okay.
So the next one is going to be Sledgehammer, who did Ghost last time, which is a big downfall for the company. A lot of people hated Ghost just for like.
It did not go well.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the story aspect people hated so much.
Yeah.
But I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. If you are an experienced gamer, if you love Call of Duty, if you want to constantly play shooting games, that's all you play, this one has a lot to offer you. It's going to have a good story. It's going to have replay value finally for once. You don't have to just skip it or even play it once. You can play a lot of different missions, different ways. As well as a multiplayer, there's a lot more maps. There's a lot more content. There's a lot more modes. And the fact that you have low gravity instead of just shocks on your feet for jumping higher is a lot more interesting to play. So cool. I would recommend it for both, for inexperienced and non-experienced. For hyped and unhyped.
Sorry if you mentioned this earlier and I wasn't listening. So you're unlocking things in the story by finding them in the missions. Mm-hmm. Do those unlocks carry over to multiplayer, or do you have to play multiplayer and level up there to unlock weapons and mods?
Exactly correct. So multiplayer is a little bit different. You have to actually level up there to get the unlocks.
Oh, okay.
But it actually took a book out of Overwatch's book. A page out of Overwatch's book. It took a book out of Overwatch's book.
What?
It's 3 books, short stories, whatever. But so what it is that you actually get loot boxes now.
Okay.
So they have dailies and they have weeklies, and if you get those, you get special loot boxes.
Okay.
Now they also have low loot boxes and high loot boxes to where you can actually choose. I want to get this one. I kind of know what I'm gonna get. It's like mediums, commons against rares and
mediums.
Yeah, against
lots of RPGs.
Rares and ultra rares. I had to compare it to something, so that's what their system is now. Like you level up, you kind of get points to unlock those, or you can just keep the basic unlock that you get.
Gotcha.
And you also get like a skill system for choosing what class type you want to be. So it's still very intricate. Like I said, a lot of options, a lot of lots to go through, but it's a little more organized now.
Okay.
As well as up to you how you want to random drop it.
Yeah. In the beta, I really liked how they kind of laid everything out. I liked the loot box idea. I think that works out pretty well for leveling people up. And it doesn't really punish people for coming in late because they could still technically randomly get good stuff.
Exactly. So that's the thing that with Overwatch, you're unlocking things like that's cosmetics or emotes. In Call of Duty, you're actually unlocking like attachments for your weapons.
Better gear.
Yeah, or gear or things that are going to help you blend into the environment.
Yeah.
So there was, like I said, there was a likable character that I really liked who was actually a robot. He was just an AI companion robot, and the voiceover work who did that was fantastic. I actually felt like really connected
to him.
Connected for him being a robot, and I think that was the entire point. But like even just playing through the games, I'm like, I wonder if they take it this way. I wonder if they take it this way with the story. I'm like, I wanted to know how it was going to turn out, so I wasn't just playing through it to play through it like I started with. I actually gained the momentum to want to continue the story on my own. So
nice.
Definitely recommend, whether you're hyped about Call of Duty or not hyped about it, pick up this one. It's a good place to start.
Cool.